Okay, so when you see that there is an Edgar Wright movie out in theaters, you see that Edgar Wright movie. Because Last Night in Soho is no different from the rest of his films in terms of quality. If anything, this was just an evolution of Edgar Wright as a filmmaker. He's taken that next step at this point, and he's definitely good. He's definitely has become one of the best filmmakers working today because Last Night in Soho is just utterly fantastic. What I loved about the movie, and I love when movies do this when you can't define its genre. I like when you just don't know. Yeah, this was initially labeled as a horror movie by Edgar Wright, but it's not a horror movie. It's a lot of things. But yeah, there's horror things in it. Like there's stuff involving like ghosts and whatnot because Thomas and Mackenzie's character, she sees ghosts. But there's just so many aspects of it's just this genre blending, and I love when movies do that. It's why I love movies like Hereditary and Midsommar and Get Out. They don't get confined into the genre they initially are labeled as, and they transcend it, and that's what Edgar Wright does here in Last Night in Soho. So basically, it's about small town girl living in the country who wants to be a fashion designer. She gets into the school she wants in London. Her grandmother is very concerned about her going there, and she's worried about her gift, and basically her gift is she can see dead folk, essentially. And she's just worried that she's going to end up like her mother, who suffered some serious mental illnesses and unfortunately, committed suicide. So she's like, I'm going to be fine. She goes down to London. It doesn't go well. It does not go well because she just doesn't understand these people. She is not of their world. She gets ridiculed and made fun of. The girls in her dorm do not like her. They think she's weird. So she moves out because she's like, I'm not doing this shit. So she moves out. And then, this is where the movie really starts. You know what I mean? She has, this gift she has. Like I said, she could see dead people. Essentially, that's what it is. And basically, by moving to London, it like, you see the evolution of her gift. And that's where Anya Taylor-Joy comes in. And what I love what Edgar Wright does in this movie, he really just 60s London looked amazing. Seeing that era through his eyes was just a joy to see. I loved every part of it, everything from the lighting, the colors, just the music and the dancing. It's just, Thomas and Mackenzie's character is instantly drawn to this. Because she loves everything about the 60s. It's her entire identity, her clothing, the music, her personality. Like she says at one point in the film, I would essentially, this I'm not quoting verbatim, but I was born in the wrong era. So when she's living this life in the 60s through this other woman, Anya Taylor-Joy's character is this, was this girl who wants to be a singer. She wants to be a star. She wants to get into entertainment. And she gets, caught up with this man who is played by Matt Smith, who's brilliantly played by Matt Smith. And unfortunately, things just go so wrong for her. She gets caught up in this seedy underworld, and just things go horribly wrong for her. She doesn't, it's not what she thought it would be. But, Thomas and Mackenzie, she's so taken with this woman and the life she has. It's the life she wants. It's the person she wants to be. This girl is confident and, she's beautiful and, and so forth. And that's what she wants. She starts to dye her hair like her. And so that's where our story really gets into it, and something happens to this woman, and Thomas and Mackenzie just needs to find out what happened. She's and I'm gonna leave it at that because again, I don't want to spoil the movie completely. I'm okay with giving some spoilers now, so it's not an entirely spoiler-free review, but I'm telling you, this movie's got some twists and turns. Things you don't see coming, and that's what Edgar Wright is so good at. He is so good at planting the seeds in front of you without you really realizing it's there. And when you get these reveals, when you start learning more information, you start to think back and you're like, holy crap, he put it right there in front of you. He's such a great filmmaker in that way. Like, he's one of the best visual storytellers in film, honestly. Thomas and Mackenzie, Anya Taylor-Joy, just our two leads. I mean, the movie is kind of centralized in a way. Like, she, like Anya Taylor-Joy, the character who's, you know, the girl living in the 60s, it revolves around her, but we're seeing the film through Thomas and Mackenzie's eyes. And Thomas and Mackenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy's characters are such polar opposites of each other. And they both play their roles perfectly. You know, Thomas and Mackenzie's supposed to be this like sweet country girl, very innocent. So the moments when they come to, like, when there's moments where she's like genuinely terrified and kind of feel like she's going crazy, oh man, she freaking brings it. Really does. Like, I've only seen her in Jojo Rabbit, and which is an absolutely amazing film by Taika Waititi. You need to watch that if you have not seen Jojo Rabbit. But she is really great in that movie. But I never really had like a knowledge of her work. So in this movie, like she is going to be a bona fide star. Like, anything she's going to be in, she's going to be amazing. And I cannot wait to see more stuff from her, because I think she's going to be fantastic. She already is. Anya Taylor-Joy is Anya Taylor-Joy. She just does great stuff. She's a great actress. She just has that presence, and it was really interesting to see her in a movie like this, because again, I'm not going to go completely into it, but this is definitely a different role for her. This is a very dark role, and it's a very adult role. And you'll understand that when you see it, and she handles it beautifully. And again, the supporting cast in this, like I said, Matt Smith is in it, and Matt Smith apparently does a really great job of playing an asshole. I'll just say that. And Terrence Stamp, absolute legend. The fact that Terrence Stamp is in it just kind of brings just so much validity to things. And the man's just been around for so long, and he's just a lovely actor. He's one of those actors who could just show up, and you could literally just give him the script there, and he'll read it, and he'd be like, all right, I got you. And then the actress, oh my God, and I feel bad not remembering her name. Is it like Diana Rigg? Oh my God, please forgive me. I should have done my research on who she is or their name is. But she's in Game of Thrones. She plays Old Lady Tyrell. I guess I wonder if this is her last role, because she did pass away, unfortunately. But she plays the landlord lady. And again, not a large role, very much like Terrence Stamp, but man, does she bring it and carries a lot of gravitas. You know what I mean? Like, her scenes are really, really great. And, you know, unfortunately she has passed away, but she is absolutely fantastic in this film. And just, Edgar Wright just did an amazing job. Like, he's such a fantastic filmmaker. I loved this movie. This was a great mystery story. And again, it just mixes genres so well, just so atmospheric. And Edgar Wright is, again, like I said, he's one of the best visual filmmakers out there. Just everything is so meticulously placed and framed. And it's like the use of like just lighting and colors and the way the camera moves, and, you know, it has a classic Edgar Wright smash cuts, you know, those edits, those quick edits. That's what he's very known for. And they're there. And I don't have enough great things to say about this. You should see it. You really should. Last Night in Soho is just A freaking plus. I don't like putting grades on things, but I'm saying right now, it is A plus. I was just enamored with the movie. My attention was solely on the screen. I didn't even look around me. It was that good. See Last Night in Soho, one of the best movies of the year. You will not be disappointed. But yeah, just absolutely great movie. So thanks for watching this review. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.